Jameela Jamil is the brash British pop culture queen.
I knew it! Do you want some cheese? I've got some up my bum. I've got some sort of a yoghurt snack for you.
An acting, presenting, writing, model, DJ, there's not a corner of the creative world she hasn't touched.
Our story begins when I ran into Robbie Williams, Heidi Klum, and the remaining members of Fifth Harmony at the Dolce & Gabbana Spring Show.
But 16 years in the limelight has exposed her to some seriously toxic behaviour.
It's on me not to ever gain any weight, otherwise I will be shamed and that will be my fault. It is on me to make sure that my legs are triple crossed, otherwise a photographer who's aimed at my crotch will get the shot and that will be my fault.
Jameela has turned the toxicity on its head. First with I Weigh, a podcast and inclusive online community where high-profile players bear all.
I mean, a guy grabbed my chest once in the playground in front of all his friends.
And now, in a brand new tour, An Evening with Jameela.
Go ahead, do your worst.
And this evening, we get her all to ourselves. Please welcome Jameela Jamil. We are excited. Jameela, we mentioned it before. You're an actor slash presenter slash writer slash teacher slash former DJ, basically anything you want to be. Are you the ultimate slashy?
I mean, I think I'm one of many, but I'm going for gold. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Maybe, I don't know, rap? No, I won't do rap, don't worry. But yeah, I like to just keep it. I like to stay on my toes. I like to run at failure, basically.
Well, you have lived what feels like a million different lives. How are you going to fit all of that into just one live show?
Well, I'm not trying to make this show about me. This is not my life story. This is a huge, very open forum for the public to come and ask me their questions. And I have excellent hosts asking me questions about things that I feel and think and have learned about society. And it's me posing difficult and inconvenient questions to the audience as to why we do the things that we do. And so it's going to be funny and irreverent, but it's also going to be problematic and chaotic, which is how I would probably describe all of my online presence.
So you actually want the audience to say all the things that usually we wouldn't say, the things that we shouldn't say. What are some of the things that you've been hearing a lot at the moment?
Nothing that I can repeat on this channel right now, but I think it's the heavier conversations about our society and us, instead of just moaning about it and behaving in a tribal superior way, it's us figuring out how we actually fix these problems, where they actually come from, and how we as a society can make things better. And like I said, I'm one for inconvenient truths, and I like challenging my audience, and I cannot stop being a controversial person. It's not on purpose, it's just natural, but I hope to shake things up. Shirt, as we would call it on The Good Place. I like to shake shirt up. And I want people to walk away remembering it as a night that they felt challenged rather than just coddled.
Yes. Well, if you're encouraging audiences not to censor themselves, I guess, for want of a better word, something I've always admired about you is that when you regret some of your chaotic online presence, as you phrase it, you always seem to be able to come up with exactly the right thing to say. Just how do you do that? What's the best way to make a past wrong right when you're responsible?
I actually don't think I always come up with the right thing to say. I think I've just learned the ways of a straight white man. I think straight white men have a very healthy attitude towards their own failure or their own moments of mediocrity, and I don't mean that in a rude way. And I have my own moments of failure and mediocrity. And women... No, but I mean that women often feel like we have to be perfect, and then we disappear ourselves. We absent ourselves from opportunities because we've made a mistake. And I think the way that I approach things is to go, okay, I'm sorry, I messed up. When you know better, you do better. And now, as my straight white male brothers do, I'm going to carry on and prove with my behaviour that I've changed. And I think that is the healthiest approach. And so, you know, I'm the ghost of cancellations past. I just keep coming back like a new COVID variant. And that, for me, has worked out and has led to great opportunity, not just in work, but also in growth as a person. I think I'm less of a, you know, oh God, I'm not going to say that word, but I don't know, twat.
Yeah, twat's good. Twat's good. Twat works.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of chat
Okay,
about masculinity at the moment. Obviously, Adolescence, the show from Britain, is huge, and there is a lot of discussion around that. Do you think there is hope for the future in this conversation, and do you think that hope is called Pedro Pascal?
I do think Pedro Pascal is a great hope because of how much women are thirsting after him and lusting after him, and Benny Blanco and Timothy Chalamet and all these very kind, sensitive men. I think it's not about bashing the men who do things that hurt women. I think it's about uplifting the men who are sensitive and who are cool and who are kind, and showing boys and men that this is where the girls are going, in this direction, because ultimately that's what a lot of them would like. And so I think it's about less of the bashing and more of the uplifting and leveraging of the really great men in our society, not just the famous ones, but the ones who make this world a better place, the ones who have built this world with their bare hands. Let's talk about those men rather than the ones who are single and 50 and arguing with 18-year-old sex workers on their podcast because they can't manage a woman their own age. So we just don't need to talk about them anymore. We need to focus on great men. And there are many of them. I'm dating one of them and have been for 11 years. So I have a lot of love for men. I want to bring men and women together. And the way to do that, I think, is with more love than what we're seeing now between the two genders.
Well, in the words of The Good Place, fork yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank fork we found a way to say that. Suck my deck was the real love.
And that's coming from a real twat as well. If you'd like details on Jameela's tour, you can head to our website. Please thank Jameela Jamil.